Okay, the next thing I want to show you guys in this video is working the front of the shin. This is called your anterior tib muscle. These are the muscles, the groups of muscles that dorsiflex your foot, so basically pull your foot up. And why this is important, why I treat this even when my plantar fasciitis is flared up, is because what that does, if there's tension here, that constantly pulls your toes up, constantly pulls your foot up. And what that does is when your foot gets pulled up, it increases the tension throughout your whole foot. So each step you take, each run you do, if there's increased tension on the foot, that's less shock absorption that this has, and more likely it is to become irritated. So we want to try to loosen up this whole chain that goes down into the foot. So what I have here is the cream, and I'm just going to work this whole area, all these dorsiflexors. I'm looking for an area of restriction that's a little bit uncomfortable. Sometimes I find an area that's irritated, sometimes I don't. But it's always worth checking. So I'm just going to go up and down, checking that whole area. The most common spots for me are going to be right here at the top, where those muscles insert onto the tibia. I can feel a little bit in there, so I'm going to work that over. I'm going to work it over until a good majority of that discomfort is gone. And again, this is an area that it honestly just feels so good to have worked. It truly feels like the muscles are able to breathe better. This is an area that might get a little red, show up with those hickey marks, petechiae. It's perfectly fine. I'm not worried about that. Those will go away. This is a good one for a two-handed grip. Saves my hands. The biggie I want to stay off of is the shin bone here, the tibia. It's just not going to hurt anything, it's just not very comfortable when I accidentally go across it because it's hard. Another common spot that I'll feel it, quite a bit of tension, will be down lower on those dorsiflexors. So that's another common area that I'll work over. Getting some more of that petechiae down. You can see it right through there. And this is not an area that I was even feeling it. I was mostly feeling it in the plantar fascia. I didn't have any necessary discomfort right through here that my body was bringing attention to. But because I'm using the tool and exploring other areas of just latent tension that I don't necessarily feel, I'm able to find it with the tool. They can't hide from me. Oh, yeah, that's a good spot. And this is an area that on me can tolerate quite a bit of pressure, and then it feels pretty good. And again, if that was really tender, I would start off light and then just gradually increase my pressure as tolerance would allow. and I'm not really feeling much of anything anymore. A lot of that initial bite that I was having is gone, so I know that I can move on. Yeah. Feeling pretty good. But you can see that petechiae, fancy name for a hickey. So that area is done, and in the next video we'll move on to the next set of muscles that I always like to address on myself when dealing with the plantar fasciitis. See you in the next one.